Alright, back to struggling with Blender. Alright, so we added a shader in between the image and the output. Sadly, that doesn't seem to have fixed our model here, our mesh. Material still does not have a texture, which it should, but it doesn't. Just try re-importing again, putting things back how they were. Still no. Okay. What does this do if we change this to 4 influences? No. Okay. Expel materials placeholder. What does that do? Maybe. What does that do? I'm curious. Right. So now we have a mesh. And we. Oh, you know what I should do? What I should really do? Let's switch things back. Okay, materials. What did I change here? Oh, interesting. There's 2 sections. And then there's Blender. Visible. Export. Okay, so let this do its thing. And then let's reload current project. Yeah, save and reload. Too many times. Weird things happened only to be resolved by closing and opening Blender. Right, so like when we're looking at here, no, we still don't have a texture. Okay, maybe if we try to... What do you mean? Okay, we have to select a file. And then so extract, keep internal. Extract format material. Materials. Okay, so if I do this, will that change anything? Ignore the empty. That's stuff that wouldn't normally export. We still don't have a texture. Okay, so we go back to Google. Godot Blender import texture missing. Texture is a material 3 years ago. Because paths breaks, packing textures in Blender, file external data pack resources. Okay, so a couple things in Blender. Let's hide our setup stuff, and then file external data, automatically pack resources, save. Okay, Godot, re-import. No. So we don't have a texture there. There should be a texture. Let's try file external data, pack link to libraries. No, we don't have that. Pack resources should automatically have happened. Make paths relative. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that's promising. Except error loading image, assets, models, textures. So this is we should drop those files that we're using into our project. Maybe. Or I should do that, but then I should refer to those. Hold on. I thought packing the resources. Make all paths external files absolute. Try doing that. Doesn't like that. That's fine, but the fact that it tried to import the images is interesting. But then it didn't when we... I guess the other thing we could do is we could export as a GLTF and then try to import that. I kind of want to do that. I think I might want to move in that direction anyway versus importing Blender files to well, let's see if this works. So, yeah, we don't have anything in there. So, new turret. Okay, so now we have a GLTF file, which will get imported. And then what we're going to do... Texture detected as used in 3D, enabling map generation and setting the texture compression mode to VRAM compressed. Ooh, okay. So what did that do? So we have new turret GLB, and it made it put all the images that are referred to when we exported. Interesting. So I wonder many things. So the first thing I wonder is if I take, yeah, okay. Real and file manager. Like if we're gonna have these files in the project anyway, let's put them where we keep our textures. So these all came from whatever, I'll just dump them in the folder. But we don't actually want that file. There we go. So, and then in Blender, well, it's interesting, right? Because we don't use those images. The only image that we actually use is the one that's not in here, right? Like we don't need those images to render because we baked the texture, right? Okay, let's try this. So we're gonna delete new turret. We're going to grab, I'm gonna delete this folder. Don't need that. Grab new turret.glb. We drop that in here. It's textured. Amazing. And then let's have editable children so we can see the stuff inside of it. And let's reposition you to be centered. I said centered. Okay. Amazing. And then can we fix animation player? Can we fix animation player? What was the... There we go. Reset. Couldn't resolve track turret. Okay, so how do we... Yeah. Oh, I see. Let's rename this to just turret. Then we have turret yaw top. I see. We can fix this. So, things I want to do. we are going to close Blender. Hold on, get rid of that. We're gonna close Blender. It's save, sure. Great. We're gonna go to assets, models. I'm gonna close Godot too. We're gonna just do some file reorg stuff here before we do anything else. Because if we're gonna have a workflow where we're gonna take the GLTF or the GLB file, what we're gonna do is we're going to move. We're gonna do. I'm probably. Well, I'm gonna start anyway with taking a new turret, all this new turret stuff, except for the GLB file. Take all of this, and I'm gonna create a new folder outside of the repo. I have an art folder here, so I'll just create a folder. Nom Defense. Create new folder, Blender, and then we'll get rid of these .import, these other things that we don't need. And the idea will be, I will work on the Blender file here. We'll export a GLB file, and then we'll bring that into Godot, and so that will be maybe better. Regardless, things I want to do. So we're using those Polyhaven files. I think I'm gonna move this into my art folder so that there's like a known place where those things are that I can refer to. So this is gonna break things, but let's open this file. And it's gonna be like, well, I guess it's not complaining yet, but let's external data, report missing files. It thinks there are no missing. Okay, whatever. File, export, GLB. Great. Is there anything? Oh yeah. So I did want to change something. So we're gonna call this top, and we're gonna create a new empty. Whatever. 0, 0, 0. I should fix the model as well. Anyway, turret yaw. Hopefully we can arrange this in such a way, right? So we do this, we control click that, we control P, shift P. One of the things, because we can't just, we can't just drag it, but we can hit this and then confused. Shift P? No, it's definitely how do we parent? Control P. I hit Control P. I'm sure I hit Control P. Well, maybe I hit Control B or something. I don't know. Anyway, turret yaw top. That'll align with what our existing animation expected for the structure here. And then what I want to do is the top here should actually both of these need to be moved to 0, 0. Okay, that didn't work exactly like I was hoping for, but it's fine. Nope. Undo. Y 0. Okay. That's almost right. Not quite right. Y. Y. Hold on. Let's get a different perspective on this. There we go. Go Y. Just gonna line this up. Go Z. Bring that down a bit. That seems good. The whole everything should be lifted up. Okay, so save that, and then we re-export. Yeah, export. And then this has the benefit of whenever I save out things here and then I go back to Godot, there's an extra step, so it's both a pro and a con. I have to explicitly export and move the file into the Godot project for it to trigger a re-import. So if I want to quickly iterate, that could be an impediment, but on the other hand, that means that I don't unintentionally update things when I'm not ready. You want to learn Godot? Me too. That's what I've been doing this year. A good portion of this year anyway. It's been fun. I've actually also hello, Mistral. I'll say hello. I do have a place where I put all my VODs, and the command doesn't work. Hold on one second. Let's see why Streamlabs. This is why I'm switching away from Streamlabs. But I do have a YouTube channel. Don't think your system will handle it though. It's been using, so I've been using GDXlib that runs entirely in Java. I mean, if you're, unless you're like running a computer that's like 15, 20 years old, you might be fine. Let me see. Yeah, the CloudBot's turned off. There we go. Okay, so none of my commands have been working if anyone tried them. But how you doing? Welcome in. Let's try that command again. There you go. So I actually have all of the streams where I have been learning Godot and the learning game dev on my YouTube channel. PC from 2009. Okay. So Godot does have a compatibility mode. Actually, I've been doing all the game dev on this up until the last week with the compatibility engine. Learning Java for computer information systems degree, so it works. Sure. I mean, whatever works for you. There you go. Can't knock it. I have been enjoying this. My computer is not from 2009. It's a few years old now at this point, but it's a pretty decent, Intel i9 9900K from a couple years ago. Pretty happy with it. All right, so we're gonna replace this export, and then when we go back to Godot, it will refresh, and then things will be improperly positioned because we changed the position of things in the export. That's not a problem. Okay, so looking pretty good. The animation player, turret yaw top. Couldn't resolve track. Turret yaw. Oh, because I called it turret instead of turrets. Hold on, I'll fix the typo. Okay, save that. Export. Yep. And then grab this file, paste it over here, overwrite, re-import. Now it'd be really nice if when I click this, yes. So, if we run the game, we haven't even run the game today. If we run the game, and I turned on desktop audio maybe, and we start and we go to our test scenario, and We have a crash. Excellent. We have a crash. Cannot call method get AABB on a null value. Obstacle 1. Oh yeah, so when we changed the basic turret, we have to update the mesh instances. It would be really cool if I could like bulk select all of these, but yeah, we have to select all of the mesh instances because this is how we know what meshes from the model here to show in the preview. So when you say like, oh, I want to place a turret, it gives you a preview of the model where you want to place it, and it does that by cloning all of the meshes and giving them a custom material. So for this to work, we have to like tell it where all the meshes are that it needs to use, which is not the end of the world. It's kind of a one-time thing until we, you know, change the model. Okay, so let's try that again. We use our test scenario, and then we will crash again. Awesome. Invalid access to property or key voice pitch on base object of type character body 3D enemy.gd. Health line 102. Okay, so this is a bug that we introduced a while ago. Hooray. Okay, ignore that. Reveal and explore view. Why do we have these textures again? Interesting. I guess this came from the GLTF. I think maybe not though. Let's try deleting this folder and seeing if those come back. Anyway, let's fix this bug. Hey, some coding. We can do some coding today. It's been 2.5 hours, and we can do some. Well, we did some stuff with the GitHub workflow stuff at the beginning. But how about some code? So in health.gd, we added a thing here where if we can, we get the voice pitch, which will get the voice pitch from the owner. What is owner? Owner, if owner, else get parent. What? There's no such thing as owner. And then it says invalid access to property or key voice pitch on base object to type character body, right? So first of all, this is just this. And then we get an error because we're attempting to read this. What we would need to do is let's see, host.has. Oh, we're disconnected from Godot. Let's retry. Okay, there we go. It's not has method, but has. I'm surprised that has signal node method meta connections. So we invalid access to property key on base object type. It's really weird. Well, let's go back here. Let's go back. So what is owner? Ah. So there is an owner property on the node. The owner of this node. The owner must be an ancestor of this node when packing the owner node and a pack scene. Why would we do that? I think we just do parent, right? But the question is, First of all, let's rename this F2 to parent. So the base target has a voice pitch, but other things don't. What's surprising to me is that reading a property that doesn't exist on an object throws an error, but there's not a way. Is there a way? GD script check if object has property. If thing in thing. Okay. Assuming I believed the AI overview. Let's look at this Reddit post though. If variable in node. Okay. Pitch in parent and parent voice pitch not equal to null. Okay, that's fine. Let us try again. Start game, test scenario. Place a turret, please. Oh, we have no scrap, so let's get some free scrap, and then we can place a turret. It's a little bugged. just a little bugged. Let's see. So if we place this, that's interesting. Is it just facing backwards? Yeah. Okay. Good to know. All right. Well, easiest thing to do is to rotate this around the z-axis 180 degrees. Okay, so we save that. Then the other thing we need to do is we need to figure out why. And so rotate z. That seems fine. We take this and rotate this around z. That seems fine. Right, rotate z. It is a little weird. Like the base should be a little bit this way. What's that, X? Right, so that if we look from the top down and grab this and rotate Z, should look reasonable. And then same thing for turret yaw. We have these two empties here because there's a scripted behavior that that rotates the turret, and there's also an animation, and we want to like blend those together. But we want them to both to be active anyway, not really blended. So maybe that will be better. Let's export. And then go back to here, Blender, grab file, go here, paste, overwrite, back to Godot, stop the game. I'm just gonna see if this crashes. Yep. I have a feeling that's a combination of like we had a pending re-import because we dropped file in and then we tried to save. I feel like we've seen that before. Press any key to start the game. Okay, did we re-import the new turret? import, re-import. Let's just make sure. Okay, so start game, test scenario. Can I have some free scrap and then place a turret? And then I think that is pointing at an incoming zombie. No, it's still backwards. Still backwards and off center. Right, so like you can see here, they're all pointing in this direction, but they're backwards. They are backwards. Despite, despite changing the model. In fact, you can see things are a little broken here. Not sure why that is when it's fine here. Maybe something to do with how I'm exporting. So transform Y up. Okay. Include visible objects. Excuse me. Data. I don't know. Let's try exporting it. Let's just do the same thing over again in the hopes that we'll give a different result this time. Maybe I copied too early or something. The files seem identical, so maybe not. If I go here, it doesn't trigger a re-import. So I don't know. Let's reload the project. So, I mean, the good news is we can see things are obviously broken. In a really fun way, actually. Like, this is, like, turned over on its side? How did that happen? Right, so we have our barrel. This is what it should look like. We just like do this. What is it? Control A was a thing. Apply rotation. Maybe that's it. Again, like last week, we just need to apply rotation. So we rotate Z this way, and that works. Like okay. Save, file, export, GLTF, export. Now let's see. Copy, paste. It's smaller. Okay, overwrite. Go here, re-import. Look, it's not quite so broken. All right, let's run it. Start game, test scenario, and get some free scrap and place turrets. I think they're pointing in the right direction. Yeah, looks like it. Now, it'd be cool if we had some kind of effect when the turrets fire, so that you know they're doing something. So we can hear them. We can hear them. But yes, it would be good to actually see the turrets doing something. Like we could do things like animation of some kind of animation on the turret itself when it fires. But yeah. Okay. But in terms of texturing the model, we did it. Look, it has a texture. It's got some rust on it. It doesn't look exactly like what it. I'm curious about something. Let's go back. Let's do one last thing. So let's undo in our shading. If we go back to our material, and if we replace the baked material with this material, and we then export a GLTF, and then copy this file to here. Interesting. And then go to here. Okay, so now you can see it has some images that got unpacked with it. Did that visually. Ooh, updating scene. Yep. I was gonna say, is it about to crash again? All right, that's fine. But ooh. That is different. What's going on here? So if we look at one of the meshes, surface 0 material. Well, it has a normal map apparently. It has textures. What does it look like if we run the game? Give me some free scrap and then place a few of these. What is the... Okay. Very shiny. I don't... Seems a little broken. So I think we're on the right track with the idea of baking the texture. Probably what we need to do though is we need to bake the texture, but then also we need to bake both the diffuse and normal and roughness, and even metallic we could put in there as well if we want to have a texture for that. But yeah, so like if we, let's see, what is it? Is it Alt? No. Control right. Yeah, Control right drag. Okay, so we will drop our baked texture and we'll output that. And then what we want to do for the shader is we will take one of our roughness textures and we'll drop that for roughness. And we can also take one of the normals here. So rather than baking, like mixing the normal and roughness maps from the two different textures, we'll just use one. So it won't be exactly the same result, but maybe we can see what this will do. So if I file, export, GLTF, export, and then back to our folder, and then bring new turret over to here and overwrite. And then importing assets. So it should stop. Whatever's going on with the shininess should stop. There we go. Or not. Let's save. And then maybe if we... Okay, nope. Interesting. Let's just run the game and see what that looks like. Okay. Okay. I like it. So the shininess to go away. That looks like something. It looks like we need more lighting. That's what it looks like. Oh good, I can middle mouse drag to look around as well, although super sensitive when zoomed in. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good start. Lots to do. Isn't there always? But for, you know, a couple hours on a Sunday morning, I think that's pretty good. All right. Especially, you know, coming into this, having only seen some of this stuff be done and actually doing it effectively, I think really legitimately for the first time for some of these things, is pretty good. Oh yeah, hey look, there's an elevator pitch for the thing that Brainless was telling us about earlier, right? So lazy git. Uh-huh. Oh, so this part is interesting, right? Switching branches only to realize after you switch and unstash, like stashing and unstashing, you are brainless. Oh, what am I thinking? There's an anime that you reminded me of. I don't remember the name of. Anyway, interesting. Oh, so there's a bunch of different features. New the working tree. Ooh, work trees. So work trees are really interesting. I didn't really know about them until maybe like the last year. And they're pretty interesting. But what does this do for work trees? Okay. I mean, the GIF is cool. Yeah. I think especially like less important in like in this context and for streaming, but in a work context, working with a team, wanting to like review other people's PRs, and actually properly like clone them, like check out their branch, run things, potentially from multiple people, different PRs. Work trees seem like a really good option for doing that. Best way is to install it, create a sample Git repo, and play around. Maybe. I might, I bet there are YouTube videos that talk through it, right? Because this is happening too fast, and I need more explanation of why. Okay, so I can see keys are being pressed. That's good. Like, I feel like what I'm seeing here, I could just run the command. If I like keyboard shortcuts. Maybe. Okay, so let's push up what we have done. So I guess the question is, okay, so first of all, let's commit this change to health.gd. This fixes a bug where we're trying to look for a property that doesn't exist. And then, so basically now we have, so it seems like when Godot imports the GLB file, it unpacks the textures from it. I think, so what I would like to do we still have this? Great. Can I recent locations, textures? No. Models. So what I would like to do, let's do this. Let's go back to here. I suspect some of these aren't actually needed. So what I want to do, okay, this is going to tell us. Okay, so I think the how rusty ones aren't needed anymore. Great. Like if I try to delete this one, it says the GLB file needs it. Okay. So ideally, it's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna save that, and we are going to commit these changes. So update model and use update turret model and use it in basic turret scene. Okay, and we'll push that up. And yeah, so it's not exactly like any of these. It's the in fact the texture is not quite right. I think we need to do some stuff with lighting in the game, but we can also tweak things as well. I think probably the next thing to do will be to work on one of the support towers, maybe like this one, and then kind of like having a couple of different models to converge on what the material, the texture should be like. Yeah, like I see like we'll have some variation here. So there's a couple of things here that are like a red paint that's now faded and chipped away and stuff, or like an orange here. And we'll have some lights for this, and we'll have this that'll be interesting to do the arc effect. I have to animate that. Maybe that'll be something. Probably, I'm imagining this will be something where we'll just leave a gap in the Blender model, and then we'll do this effect in Godot. Is that what I want to do next? It feels really. So I think my problem right now with the turret is it feels really incomplete without an animation of it firing. Because yeah, you can hear anything, but you don't see anything from the turret, and it feels very odd. So I think that's what I want to do, is add firing effect animation to turret. Yeah, we can't. That's a sorted column, so we can't reorder that. We did push this. Okay, so let me go over here, and we will mark this ready for review. So we've been working on this for a week, kind of, sort of. And here is what we did. We have some various textures. And like this is what was made today. It's pretty cool. Some bug fix stuff, updating our basic turret scene, and removed compatibility mode. We're now going to be going to forward plus. I think that's probably an aspect of why the text, like the turret, looks really dark and lighting is an issue, is because I think we did test before switching from compatibility to forward plus, and there were issues where the lighting wasn't good enough. So that is probably something let me just call that out as a thing, right? Improve lighting. Maybe we can do that soonish. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna merge this, because I don't think I care what Copilot has to say about a bunch of binary file changes. All right, so the plan. It is almost time for lunch for me, so we're gonna wrap up for today. The next stream should be tomorrow evening, some modded Minecraft, playing Great Tech New Horizons and trying to inch our way towards the Stargate.